You guys seen any good movies lately? Or any good shows?
Me and my friend were over. My friend came over today, and we watched Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F.
Oh, dude, how is that? Is it? Well, how is it?
I didn't mind. It wasn't bad.
Could have been better.
Really? So, is it worth like actually renting?
If you like Dragon Ball Z, yeah.
Well, I mean, I like Dragon Ball Z, but I watched that last one, man. It was kind of balls. I paid for it, and I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, dude!" What was Battle of the Gods? That was it. I was really disappointed with that. I thought it was fucking stupid. Is it better than that?
Well, I didn't mind Battle of the Gods, so.
Really? Okay. I mean, I guess
I can be rather easy to please, so.
Well, did you have to pay for Battle of the Gods?
I rented it.
No. Okay.
I've rented both of them on Xbox, so. Of course, this one I had to download because it told the connection told me you don't have a strong enough connection to stream it.
Suck my dick.
So we had to download it, and I had to wait a little bit. So me and my buddy just turned on the N64 and played Perfect Dark.
Nice. Yeah, well, I mean, the whole Frieza saga is probably my favorite saga or aspect out of any of the Dragon Ball Z series ever. So that's, I guess, probably worth it just in general. Just fight them again. The only fear I had, because like in the trailer, it seemed like Goku was holding off going Super Saiyan or going as strong as he could till the very end.
No, well, he starts. I mean, yeah, Frieza does go up in his fourth form, right off from the get-go when Goku gets there, and Goku doesn't go Super Saiyan. But they do say, okay, you know, Goku realizes that Frieza is holding back, and they both agree to lay all their cards out on the table, no holding back, and so Goku goes Super Saiyan, God Super Saiyan, and Frieza goes Golden Frieza, and they duke it out.
Okay, yeah.
And Goku still never learns the true meaning of stop being Mr. Nice Guy.
Oh, he'll never do that.
Oh, don't spoil it now. I was almost ready to run it.
Well, you know how we are. We but at least this time he pays for it.
Well, he's paid for it before. I mean, he's died like 3 different times.
Spoil. You know how this ends.
Goku wins.
He's the only guy that ever wins. What's
wrong with that, though, dude?
Well, this time he had to win via intervention.
But he's the only one that can go as high as level as he can. So why would anyone else win if they can't become as powerful as he can? And that's the problem I hear. That's the problem I found with that argument. If they're not as
DBZ in general, it's always if it's not Goku, it's nobody.
Well, I mean, I know I've seen it like a couple times in the Cell, Majin Buu, where like the teamwork actually kind of meant more than just one person. But yeah, I mean, I don't get the problem with that. That's character consistency, though, right? I mean, that kind of ties in with the.
Are they consistent? Yes. Does that mean doesn't mean I like it? No, because I'd rather sometimes see more than one guy always have to do something. Even Dragon Ball Z Bridge, made fun of it. It's like when Vegeta got beat up by Perfect Cell. Like, why don't you learn your place and wait for Goku?
Yeah, but I mean, a prophecy is because it's unbroken, right? So I mean, I get that. And the only reason I guess I can relate to that is because a lot of the flack that Superman takes. Because I'm a Superman fan, and I equate or relate Superman a lot to Goku as far as the power goes. Now, I'm not a Superman fan because of his power or what he can do. It's because of what he does with his power, which is pretty much the exact opposite of Goku, right? I mean, if you're a fan of Goku, you're probably a fan of Goku because he's the most powerful, not because of what he does with his power or with his potential. I don't know. So I guess I argue that because Superman obviously has a lot of, going in the writing consistencies.
My biggest problem with a lot of these animes, and that includes Dragon Ball Z.
They're always going to have one big hero, though. That triumphant return, someone any and everyone can invest their last hope in, right? Even when everyone else fails.
I'm not against the one guy that comes in the head of the main character part. What I'm against is the fact that only this one guy can ever do anything. Nobody else does shit.
Right. But no, it's not necessarily true. I mean, well, I guess ever since the Frieza saga, it kind of started that way.
If you're not a Super Saiyan, you're trash, basically.
But that
even now that's negligent because Gohan's Super Saiyan and he's now trash.
Right.
My only problem is, like I said, Dragon Ball Z suffers from it, and One Piece suffers from it now, and Naruto really suffered from it. It's the fact that they go off on these, okay, let's do a new style of fucking power and shit.
Which could be good, right? If it actually challenged his power? Like the star player's power?
It's not really about challenging the power, because like in Naruto, everyone had a place at one point, and then it's all like,
well,
fine, now it's all about the Nine-Tails.
Well, I say that not having any familiarity
Naruto, really.
Naruto, so, but I was just imagining that it was the same thing, like Naruto was the only one who could achieve that, but I have no familiarity with Naruto.
Because I dealt with it in Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z started off being fantastic with Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z had a great run.
No, well, even leading up to
the Frieza saga when it started all this. No,
but even then, you have to admit that was fucking goddamn amazing.
I mean, if they were gonna do that, okay, that's awesome. That series should have ended right then and there.
Which it almost did, because then after that, what did we have? We had the Android saga. We had Majin Buu himself.
Buu saga fucking sucks.
Yeah, and
yeah,
like I think the only one that really held up. I don't think any. Wait, go ahead.
I was like, oh, well, let's involve fusion now. Let's fucking fuse our bodies together. Let's do a Super Saiyan 3 level.
Oh, really? Oh, you didn't like the fusion? Really?
The bad thing about fusion is that it didn't work.
Right.
It didn't save the day. It just.
No, you're right.
First of all, they had terrible characters to go with it. Goten and Trunks were so goddamn arrogant that they couldn't beat anybody if they tried because they always run out of power.
But that just goes into their characters as they've ever been, dude.
That it ties in more of Trunks' character than Goten.
Well, I think that was my problem all along with Dragon Ball Z. Is like a lot of the characters just were unlikable, and the most likable ones were the ones that were on the extreme sideline, like Piccolo and fucking oh shit, what's it? The guy with the bald-headed guy.
Krillin.
Well, Krillin too was cool, but the other one, the taller guy.
Yeah.
Who were the? Yeah.
Third.
Yeah, like the most likable characters, man.
Like the recently acquired One Piece episode. Now all of a sudden we got fucking Luffy using this new abilities that changes it and makes it more powerful. It's like, oh my god. Oh.
Yeah. Well, it ties in with even Goku. Like,
well, even
Goku's a fucking imbecile, but that was a part of his charm. But when every other character is ignorant or just completely over fucking arrogant, it doesn't help their character. When like the star character is the one that shouldn't be the star character, but he is, and that's kind of why you root for him, because like you can put yourself, anybody can put themselves in that you know, in that perspective.
Bleach is the only one that never really suffered from transformation, having to be overpowered.
Really?
I think I don't know, man. I think Fist of the North Star
And when they
or Cowboy Bebop.
and when they did fucking do something like that, the series ended shortly after. He lost his powers because he used that transformation power.
Yeah, the anime did, but the manga was still going on.
Yeah, but I don't believe. Well, I don't watch it. I don't read the manga, but he used that power, doesn't he?
Well, he can't because it would just take his powers away again. It's a one-time deal. It's a technique, not a transformation. That's what took away his powers. It was one technique. The final Getsuga Tensho form takes away all of his powers, so he can't only use it once. Now twice if you really wanted to, but that'd be stupid if you wanted to keep going.
Well, anyway, either way, I'm talking about the freaking anime. So it's the only show that didn't freaking suffer from all this bullshit. Like I said, I fucking love One Piece. I love One Piece to death. It's one of my favorite animes. But I'm happy to say that it's a fucking flaw, and they have to do it with patience.
It's not the only one.
You know, he's gonna turn into this giant mega bubble thing. I don't know.
Well, at least, I mean, I could... at least I'll take that one in a way, in a sense, because at least you could tell, okay, well, maybe he trained for that one. The rest of them, you never really see them train. It's not like, oh, well, it just happened off screen, maybe, but it just seems like they're going from one place to another, and all of a sudden he automatically has these abilities. This one, you can say, well, it's a time-year gap. He didn't have to really utilize that in the first place, because against Hordy Jones, or whatever his name was, he was already outclassed him.
They never showed him earn any of it. Like, you know, with Gear 2...
Oh yeah, I know that. I'm saying just Gear 4, at least you could say, okay, that was during the in between the time jump. At least you had to say he had time to develop that one. The rest of them, there was no time in between. You never know when he got it or when he didn't. And you really think they're training on that big boat? They'd probably destroy the boat.
I mean, either way.
Well, don't you guys think, though, that the problem is because at the end of the day, after what was initially intended or written comes down to what is marketable and, like, what can we milk the most? Because, you know, that's the one thing that turned me off from anime in general the most is, like, watching, you know, now it's going back in, like, the mid-90s, right? With, like, Dragon Ball Z. And even like the Fist of the North Star episodes, it's like they're going to draw it out as much as they fucking possibly can because that, you know, I mean, it means viewers, it means sales and everything. It's not necessarily like the integrity of like what is the best thing that we can write, which is why I've always been against like, you know, anime episodes and TV shows is because it's just like Western TV, you know, like they're catering to they're catering to views, you know.
That's fun, dude. I just think now when I look back at now,
because it does work, but it does work though, right? Like if you're watching it, even as a fan, you're like, oh, I'm gonna tune in next time. Like even me, because I was a fan, and that's how I got caught up with Dragon Ball Z.
Like I said, the kid inside of me loves fucking the show to death, right? I watched Dragon Ball Z to a T when I was 2, and I still watch one day. With the guy with I'm just like, oh fuck, Luffy's got a new form, blah 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 blah. But still, the adult me's like, this is fucking ridiculous. This is stupid. Why do you gotta have this now?
Yeah, but when you see like a movie, right? Like it's not like a, you know, a fucking episode. It's a movie. You're like, all right, I'm gonna see some shit go down, and I expect to see something.
You were watching Game of Thrones or something, and all of a sudden the fucking main character is fucking turned into a pizza sandwich. Oh, there's going yellow now. I'm the world.
Well, no.
And everyone's just like, wait.
I wonder how many people would flip their shit at the main character. Who is the main character of Game of Thrones, really? Don't they like follow multiple paths?
Well, there's 4 different kingdoms, but the thing is, it comes out well because as anime goes, right? Because most animes, like most mangas, start out as an animated movie, like one specific movie. Later, it's translated and turned into like a fucking anime. Unlike Dragon Ball Z, which was always meant to be a fucking anime. But what I mean, like if you're watching a movie, right, and you expect something to go a certain way, like it doesn't, like you said, like this guy's gonna go fucking Super Saiyan, or he's not gonna go Super Saiyan, and he never does go Super Saiyan. Kind of throws you through a loop, right?
I said, Dragon Ball Z just got overly ridiculous, especially with the new.
Dude, it's been over ridiculous since fucking the Cell Saga, right? Or Frieza, I would say.
Their form, tell Super Saiyan God, hey, let's go one further. Let's give him a second goddamn form. Paint it blue hair. Fucking genius!
But what are we gonna call this? The most redundant name ever. Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan.
He's a Super Saiyan God. And he's a Super Saiyan.
Yeah, but you have to look at that as a marketing standpoint, though, because these people, like they're making money hand over fist for that, right? Because what would you like? Even just introducing the Super Saiyan, right? Because there's many different directions they could have taken that fucking series after the Super Saiyan. The Super Saiyan didn't have to necessarily be the end-all, be-all of, what is considered the most powerful.
God is the most powerful. Oh,
right.
Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
Right, the Super Saiyan God. Yeah, and I even remember, like, after Dragon Ball Z was canceled, it was like, oh, there was supposed to be this Dragon Ball AF, and it was like, the Super Saiyan God 4 or Level 4. And it was like...
Saiyan 5.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck?
Long hair.
Yeah, and there was like, it was like a monkey man with long fucking blonde hair.
No, white hair. He's all white.
Oh, I saw that one. Yeah, I saw that one. It was like Goku with all like white blonde hair, but it was like Super Saiyan level 4. It was all white. Yeah, I saw that one.
Long hair like Super Saiyan 3, and he's all big. It's like, what the fuck? This is stupid.
No, and I agree, like, that's not something we should expect to see him attain to, defeat the character. Now, if he happens to attain that level...
I'm actually going to retract my statement about Bleach. I am semi-wrong about it. Now that I remember right, he did have that demon that he used that mask for.
That's what I was about to say. He did have that.
But, at the same time, that's awful. When they shot him in the chest, he did become that full demon character. That was only ever once.
Yeah, that's why I've always tried to stick to the movies.
At least the mask part, like a visor, he'd use that quite a few.
Yeah, he used that a few times. But I mean, it wasn't like this.
I stopped watching or reading the manga. Apparently I know he's gonna have, because apparently I think his Zangetsu broke, or he. Apparently, whatever he was using, it wasn't his real form or whatever, or not. He thought he was hearing the voice, but he really wasn't. And some weird shit, because apparently he's got all 3. He's Hollow, Shinigami, and fucking Quincy. Because his mother was a Quincy and his father was a Ichigo. His father was an Ichigo.
Father was an Ichigo.
His father was a Shinigami, and he got tainted by Hollow blood because of... Fuck, I don't remember. Maybe Aizen. Maybe not. I don't remember exactly. It's been a while. But I think he's...
I truly believe the series it ended on a good one. At least for the show. Before it got overly ridiculous.
I don't know what his new form looks like. I might take the form of a bow and arrow for the Quincy part. But that's just a guess. Like I said, I haven't. When I stopped reading, he had not reappeared on the scene.
No, don't get me wrong. I think the One Piece one. I guess at least they're creative about it with his power.
Dude, I've seen that like once or twice.
Like, I still don't really understand what hockey is.
What is?
Hockey.
Apparently, it's your fucking.
Oh.
Well, there's 3 types of hockey.
Dude. Dude, you find my PS4 when you get hockey?
Not that type of hockey.
I don't have that kind of power.
I know, dude. Like I said, I've seen the episode a couple times. They're in a series.
It's the 4th type of hockey. They all get ice skates and start running on skates around, hit people with pucks.
I was just kidding.
He was playing on the words very well.
Yeah.
I did, right? Thank you. Did I get a cupcake?
I didn't see that portion of the anime. I kind of skipped those 2 sagas before I started watching the current one with Tennindo. So I missed the beginning arc, and I missed the Fishman arc. So I really don't understand what hockey is. I know they mentioned it in the American version, which is behind. They've talked about it, but nobody knows how to use it, obviously, yet.
There's 3. Well, the problem is there's 3 different types of hockey. There's.
Don't ask me what those are. I'll tell you.
Maybe I don't even know what the original is.
I only know of 3. I think I know it. Think those are 3 hockey. There's one that allows you to predict the movements of other people. One guy used it once on Luffy, I think. Well, I didn't see that arc, but I think there is one. There's armament hockey, which all of the people are using. Zoro can use that one. I think Sanji can use that one.
That must be clearly what Luffy was using for the bubble.
That's the one that when his hands turn like black.
Oh, okay.
That's armament hockey. That also allows people to hit devil fruit. So someone like Zoro can hit a devil fruit user with his hockey.
Gotcha.
And
so
then
that was only saving grace to touch Blackbeard.
I'm not sure if it would work. Maybe. Then there's King's hockey. That's what allows Luffy to knock people unconscious.
I know.
Conqueror's hockey or something like that.
Shanks has the ability to use hockey, which knocks everyone out.
Yeah, that's Conqueror's hockey.
Yeah,
that was the hardest one to learn. I'm not sure. I don't think everybody. I think not everybody can use it.
Yeah.
I think only like few know.
We need that Whitebeard.
The other 2 you can. I think for sure the armament one you can learn. As far as the other 2, I know for sure King's hockey you cannot. I mean, you cannot. Not everyone can learn it. It has to be. You have to be like a special. You have to be special.
Well, I remember when Shanks met with Whitebeard. He knocked out all his crew.
Yeah, he knocked out a lot of his crew. I remember that part. He told him to stop Ace from going after Blackbeard.
Yeah, because he knew that was going to start the Marineford War. That's what actually started all that, and that's what ended up getting him killed.